Good afternoon, everyone. This is an status update from the quality assurance team. So, Sir Jojo is asking, how are we doing in terms of our preparation for the ISO certification this coming October 23? So, this is a quick status update. So, basically, we need to have management review activity. So, this is one thing na hindi ko pa nakikita sa organization natin na kinakonduct. And also the risk management assessment. So these items are still not existing. Also, there are procedures na hindi pa nasasubmit sa quality assurance team which our lead auditor, Engineer Kevin Dayag, will be going into details later. Also, there are requirements in terms of document control, which Engineer JP Mercado will be discussing later. And just to emphasize the needs for the management review, so let me go through the requirements that are still not being presented to the quality team as of the moment. So previously, we have already created a recording on how to conduct the management review and on the prerequisites for conducting management review. But let me just repeat and go over the procedure. So in the management review, we are expected to discuss status of actions from previous management review. We are also expected to discuss changes in the internal and external issues that are related to our EOMS. Also, the president is expected to discuss with the interested parties effectiveness of actions taken to address risks and opportunities, the information on the performance and objectives of EOMS and learner and other beneficiary satisfaction, including feedback from relevant interested parties. Also required to discuss in this meeting is the extent to which the quality objectives have been met by our school, the performance indicators and conformity of products and services, the non-conformities and corrective actions, of course, the results of the internal quality audit result, the monitoring and measurement results, performance of external providers, formative and summative assessment outcomes, the adequacy of our resources, the opportunities for improvement, our process performance results such as conformity and efficiency of our curriculum, design, delivery, and support services, and most importantly, our compliance with audit results from PACOCOA, DOLE, BIR, CHED, DepEd, and other relevant parties. So as you can see, we have a lot of reports to produce. So these reports need to be produced maybe on a weekly or a monthly basis for some units. So right now, itong mga documents na to, hindi pa po namin nakikita. And without this, we will not be able to move forward dun sa management review kung saan lahat ng documents na ito ay i-review. So this is the reason why necessary dun sa hierarchy natin na magkaroon on the unit level checking ng mga submissions nila or output. And on the level of the directors, meron din silang results na chine-check. So ang basis itong mga minention ko earlier. So these collated data will be reviewed naman by the president on the management review. So again, ito po yung list and I will be providing you with this list ng DPM or this DPM natin along with this recording that we have right now. Also included in the things na dapat magawa ng MVGFC para pumasa tayo or para masabi natin na ready tayo sa October audit, dapat ma-out immediately if not today. Actually, dapat last week pa yung nomenclature ng units natin sa MVGFC, the final list of leaders, sino yung top management na tinutukoy natin, sino yung included doon. So yung finalized terminologies, if units, departments, tapos if managers, heads, or directors, ano ba yung final na tinatawag in order for us to finalize the EOMS manual. So let me call Engineer Kevin Dayag to go through the list of the items per ISO clause that we have identified. So in fact, this copy has been sent to all months ago and has been brought to the attention of unit heads after the internal quality audit. So medyo mahaba na po yung extension natin. And today it's August 13. We have still months to prepare for the requirements, but of course, it's ideal if hindi tayo mag-ready dun sa week na lang ng na expected natin na darating yung ating external auditor. So let me just stop sharing. I guess yung screen na ni Sir Kevin yung on screen right now. So you may proceed discussing the ISO clause compliance tracker so everyone will know kung nasan na tayo in terms of our being prepared pagdating ng external auditor.
Good day, everyone. Let me just give you a brief summary of our compliance tracker when it comes to our EUMS manual. So first is the table for communication. The responsible unit will be the ECO. That's why very important na po, no? It's high time na ma-establish na natin yung ECO dahil most of the items here are under the wing of ECO. So next is the list of programs for each institute. Next is the roles and responsibilities in our organization. Next is we need to identify which resources shall be provided when it comes to manpower, facilities, and other resources. So this is under the planning department. Next would be the appointment of the SHIELD committee, the workforce capability, capacity assessment, and the hiring and recruitment procedure, and of course the onboarding process. This is under HR. And then the current LMS of the school, we need to identify our facilities for teaching, self-learning, and implementing knowledge. So for this one, this is already ongoing. That's why wala na po siyang X dito dahil this specific item is already ongoing. So next is the psychosocial work factors that could affect employee well-being. And also the physical factors that may include the environment factors like temperature, workplace. When it comes to workplace naman po yung luminous, humidity, ventilation, hygiene, and of course the noise. Next is the monitoring and measuring equipment materials through calibration. And then the centralization of the calibration DPM. This is for review of interfacing units na po. And the process owner will be the PMCO. Next, we need to specify specific activities for org knowledge. And we need the appointment of retain and inside committees. Next is the competency matrix for academic and also for the non-academic units. We also need the additional requirements for special needs education. Under awareness, we need to establish the onboarding process with the inclusion of EOMS policy and quality matters in the onboarding process itself. And we need to identify of avenues to post quality policy. Ito po yung supplemental na sinasabi namin sa mga IDs na nakalagay yung mission, vision, and also the EOMS policy. Of course, the controls or accountability DPM of HR for non-conforming services. Under 7.4, we have the communication plan and the RASI matrix. And then we need to establish communication processes to ensure na consistent and reliable yung flow ng information natin. And we need to have the appointment for voiced committee. Next, we need the requirements for the external and for external interested parties, taking into account both routine operations and potential emergency situations. So under this one, we also need the appointment for the legacy committee. Under learner satisfaction, we have the process to communicate with and obtain feedback from learners. We need to centralize this one. And next is the effective communication across all operations and their effectiveness to demonstrate strong commitment to quality assurance. So this is leadership under OP. We need to establish a DPM on policy communication and approve submission or active participation. So again, another item, we need a DPM for monitoring of updates or changes to legislative, statutory, national, and industry requirements. So this item is specific for planning unit. For strategic communication planning procedure, we have to determine and implement effective arrangements for communicating with our learners. That's why, again, no, it's high time na po to really establish yung ating eco. Dahil sila po yung mag-manage sa mga ganitong items. And the next, we have the DPMs for planning. Each unit head shall identify, develop, maintain, and implement the documented procedures necessary for the effective operation and control of the unit's processes. So we have the DPMs for the planning unit, the strategic planning procedure. We have to establish the process for developing, reviewing, and updating yung strategic plan natin. Yung internal and external issues from strategic planning and ways kung paano ba natin sila i-address. Yung operational planning procedure, translate strategic objectives into annual and departmental operational plans. Performance monitoring and evaluation, procedure monitor KPIs, objectives, and organizational performance. Organizational context review procedure, periodically assess internal and external issues and interested parties, and organizational knowledge planning procedure, capture and maintain institutional knowledge to support planning and decision making. So yung mga items po na yon, those were the items that needed to be produced by the planning unit. So next is the job descriptions. We need a defined rules, responsibilities, and authorities of personnel to ensure clarity and functions. The final reference for the usage of department, kung department ba gagamit natin, kung unit ba, kung office, and kung manager ba, kung head, ang mga title ng mga employee natin. Again, for this item, high time na rin po para i-produce itong item na to dahil this item will be vital po no, sa mga susunod na step, especially sa ating document control process. And the next, all relevant documents must be registered with the Records Management Office. So we need the DPMs po for the Records Management Office. And then we need to ensure that all services are delivered in a safe and healthy environment for the learners, workforce. Kung paano po ba natin na-ensure itong mga to, we need the DPM for this one. So for this item, partially done na rin po siya by our PSDO and safety unit. So we need the DPM that will ensure na MVGFC can meet the claims made for our educational products and services. Also, on how we communicate the requirements for the educational products and services. So under the DI or the Academic Council, the purpose, format, and content of the educational products and services such as the program outcome, yung course outcomes, yung curriculum content, including po yung ating college academic calendar and syllabi, yung ating instruments and criteria to be used for evaluation. So again, under the DI, the means by which the learning achieve and assess, ito yung internal assessment records, attendance sheets, examination records, and certificates and degrees. So next we have the commencing with or prior to the delivery of the educational products and services. MVGFC notifies the learners and other relevant interested parties. So for this item, Iko po ang mag-head for this one. And the next, under the academic team or the DI, the changes to requirements for the educational products and services. So again, under the DI or the Academic Council, we need to produce a DPM answering the design reviews, the verification of the DPM answering how do you know the curriculum will meet the learner and industry needs, and the educational service design and development controls, the curriculum design and development, the design outputs, the design changes, and control of externally provided processes, products, and services, the OGT protocol and manual, the type and extent of control, and the information for external providers. So another item under the DI or the Academic Council, we need to produce the control of educational products and services. How do we ensure yung consistent delivery of education natin? Or yung ating board readiness sa ating mga graduates? So next item, we need the conditions for admission, yung ating mga conditions for of learners, how do applicants receive accurate information about our programs. So still under the DI or the Academic Council, the delivery of educational products and services, summative assessment design and development controls, recognition of assessed learning, how do we evaluate yung ating mga transfer credits, yung special needs education, yung identification and traceability, how do we trace no yung mga learner records natin. And the next is how do we uphold the integrity ng services natin? We need to ensure yung ma-maintain natin yung accurate documents and records through an effective records management system. So next, under the DPO admin or RMO or OP, MVGFC shall take all appropriate measures to ensure that the learners' data can only be accessed by authorized persons. So with this one, we need control. So next, under DI or Academic Council again, the control of changes. How are schedule or instructor changes managed? How are changes in the curriculum managed? And how do we manage yung mga changes sa academic natin? And the release of educational products and services. So what happens before the transcripts, the diplomas or grades are being released? So under HRD or the Academic Council, we need to ensure that outputs that do not conform to the requirements are identified and controlled para ma-prevent natin yung unintended use or yung delivery. So next, under OP or the DI or the Academic Council and HR, we shall deal with non-conforming outputs in one or more of the following ways. So correction, segregation, containment, return or suspension of provision of products and services. So we need to inform the learners or other beneficiaries. So under clause 9, we need to monitor yung satisfaction. We need to ask people how satisfied they are. So ang gagawa po nito yung eco, no? That's why important na po siya na magawa na talaga and magkaroon na tayo ng eco. Dahil most of the items po dito, when it comes to satisfaction, eco po talaga ang gagawa. So we need to establish and maintain yung documented information natin. We need to have a clear process kapag nag-raise ng concern yung isang stakeholder natin. So we need to ensure that the following feedback is being requested from and made available as appropriate to relevant interested parties. We need a method for monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. Review data regularly to know if the school is meeting its goals. So for example, review survey results, audit findings, complaints, and performance reports to determine whether school objectives are being achieved. So next, the persons conducting the evaluation are competent and objective. Qualified people evaluate fairly and without bias. So this is under the DI or the PAYO. So next is the learning environment on which the educational service is provided, is examined, and enough detail to enable influences on the educational services na in-offer natin sa school. So next, we need to take appropriate action on how we take appropriate action and corrective action without undue delay. How do we ensure that? So ang responsible person dito would be the HR dahil corrective action na po ang hinihingi dito. And then, for the last item, Clause 8, Clause 6.1 and 4, and processes with the Academic Council and DI once academic DPMs are submitted and reviewed by the QA. So, we are still waiting no sa submission po ng DI, ng planning, and ng mga other units. So, this memo was released. We need to ensure yung submission po nito by until August 18. So failure to submit by August 18 will result po no sa escalation to the top management. So that would be the detailed critical deadlines for our EOMS manual. So gusto ko lang din pong sabihin na rin no dito sa recording na to yung mga critical dates na kailangan nating tandaan sa mga following days. So by September 7 to 11, magkakandak na po tayo ng internal quality audit natin. So again, that's by September 7 to 11. And by September 23, mangyayari na po yung ating management review. That's why kailangan na po nating i-produce itong mga items na to dahil yung mga items na po na ito is critical no sa magiging steps natin sa mga following days and also sa magiging actions natin sa mga following days. So that's it po on my end.
Engineer JP, you may now share your points for discussion under document control and other areas.
Yes, ma'am. Though I do not have any presentation to share, pero this is for the document controller. On August 18, 2026, next week, Tuesday, we will be having the 5th time session para sa mga unit document controllers natin. So bakit tayo magkakaroon ulit for the 5th time ng DC meeting natin? There are several reasons. First is, dahil nga as stated by Dr. Reyes kanina, narinig nyo na magkakaroon tayo ng official names for our units, offices, divisions, and departments. So, merong mga units or offices na mag-iiba ang mga names nila. So, madadamay doon yung unit codes na binigay natin for their documents. Second is, merong mga units naman na from their past document controllers, nagkaroon sila ng mga TA. So, ang ginawa ng mga unit document controllers, nilipat nila yung position as unit document controllers dun sa TA na meron sila. So, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng panibagong orientation regarding sa process natin for document controller. And then, as mentioned din by Engineer Kevin kanina, meron tayong bagong office which is yung ECO. Nagkaroon kasi kami ng situation kaninang morning na ina-ask namin yung document controller ni ECO and then wala pa silang nabibigay sa amin na name. So isa din yon. Bali, yung magiging document controller ni ECO, kailangan din niya ng bagong orientation and bagong discussion para sa documented information procedure natin. Next, nagkaroon din kami ng situation kaninang morning before this recording na nagpapa-enroll sila sa amin ng information letter or communication letter ng committee. So, si document controller po, hindi siya nag-enroll ng information letters ng mga committee natin. Ang hawak dito is si ECO po. So, as much as possible, sana magkaroon na tayo ng document controller for ECO and malabas na rin yung mga DPMs nila. Also, as stated by Engineer Kevin sa mga non-conformities ng different units, makaramihan doon DPMs. Dahil out of more than 30 units, ang nakapag-submit pa lang sa amin ng mga DPMs ay 16 units. And then take note na sa 16 units na yon, hindi lahat sila kumpleto ang DPMs. So kaya nag-come up na rin kami na magkaroon ulit ng meetings for document controller for the 5th time para ma-remind yung mga document controllers natin na bilisan nila magpa-enroll at gumawa ng mga DPMs nila. Dun sa DPMs na yun, hindi pa kasama si QFs and si JDs. So marami pa rin talaga silang kailangan gawin. Next, as you remember, naglabas si Quality Assurance ng memo last February 24, 2026 regarding the submission of all unit heads ng mga unit risk registers nila. Kasi before, hinihingi na ni JBDC yung mga risk registers nyo, and nagbigay din sila ng template for that, and naglabas din kami ng memo regarding that, pero upon checking kasi yung folder na binigay namin, out of more than 30 units, ang nagbigay lang sa amin na unit is 12. So, isasama na rin namin dun sa meeting ng mga unit document controllers yung risk assessment procedure natin and yung discussion ng template na meron tayo for risk assessment. So, that's all, ma'am, for the under the document controller po.
So thank you for your updates. Let me just reiterate yung minention ko on the management review. Hindi po magiging full ang management review natin without reports from units. So kailangan may submission of pertinent documents from these units going to their heads and then to their immediate heads and then reported to the president on the time of the management review. So hindi po ito magma-management review ng basta na lang at walang necessary reports na i-review ang ating president. So also, it's very necessary for you, unit heads, to finish the connect and learn session in order for us to adhere with the minimum requirements on leadership. So, if our question is how ready are we sa certification audit, so the combination of the requirements mentioned by Engineer Kevin, by Engineer JP, by yours truly, that would tell you an honest picture kung nasaan tayo sa EOMS certification natin. So again, by complying with these requirements, we gave a lot of memo. We gave you also a lot of reminders, video sessions. So these are actually cheat sheets already. So pag na-comply naman lahat ng ito, so there is a big chance na papasa tayo. But of course, ang kakulangan nito would mean an absence of objective evidence on our part that the auditors will be able to conclude that we are managing our EOMS very well. So our technical assistant has also something to share in terms of our requirements.
So as part of the regular office operations and preparation, the resources that we currently need are the laptop and desktop computer that we requested last July 27, and as of now, we have not yet received the requested equipment, and we are still currently waiting for an update regarding its availability and release. And additionally, the red book, blue book, and the plastic sheets that we requested last August 7, which will be used for the EUMS requirements, are currently under process, and it would be better if these requested equipment and materials could be provided as soon as possible, as the delay is already affecting the work and day-to-day operations of the office. The lack of the necessary equipment affects our ability to efficiently prepare and process documents, while the materials are also needed for the timely completion of the AUMS requirements. We hope that these requests can be given due consideration and, if possible, be expedited so that we can continue our work efficiently and avoid further delays in the office operations.
Thank you, Miss Mara. So just to give you final instructions on our preparations and necessary dates as well. On September 7 to 11, this is our tentative date for internal quality audit. So this will be our cycle 2. And on September 14 to 16 will be our tentative date for the IQA team for the creation of the internal quality audit report and submission. And the tentative date for our management review is September 23, 2026. So these are the dates that we need to mark on our calendars. So I hope that we have given you through our list, through our trackers, through our regular updates, and of course, our most recent update right now on how we are doing in terms of our EOMS certification. So we are hoping that you will be submitting on time and will not be causing delays and will not be the reason for our failure of acquiring ISO certification this coming October. So thank you very much from the quality assurance team.